All right, guys, we should be live now. It took me a minute to get things working, but we should be good now. Just a second to finish setting everything up, and then we shall begin. There we go. There we go. All right. Now I'll finish that. All right, we are on. Labaj wants to join. All right, you caught me early enough. I'll add you. There is no Lark tonight, at least not right now. Lark is away at a thing with his buddies, so he may join us later. According to Discord, you're playing Mortal Kombat 11. Discord's never right about these things. All right, let's get started then. Hello, Clay Pigeon. Doing okay? Doing okay. Hey, Hannah. I know what YouTube thinks I'm playing. They're wrong. I will fix it. I will fix it later. Right now, I'm not in the mood to go through that battle. I feel like YouTube purposely tries to avoid For Honor. Had a fight about it, God is bad and the devil is misunderstood. What? What are you talking about? Wow, we have clan kids already? Yeah, I noticed that. And they're playing Shaolin and Nobushi. You know this is going to be rough. All right, let's see how this goes, though. We're going to try to have fun. Like I said, we're not here to sweat. We're here to have a good time. And if we get too many sweaty people, we'll just switch to bots. All right. Just a second. Okay. Did I see the new hero skin leak? Yes, actually, if you watch my recap video, my summary video, I show it. I know what it is. I know what it is. What does that translate to? What does the title translate to? It's 欢迎地下教会耶稣的爱激勵我, which means welcome to the underground church. The love of Jesus inspires us. It is Mandarin, and it is in honor of friends of mine overseas. Hopefully this party goes better than Vela's. Well, here's hoping. Saying the devil tried to overthrow God and distribute the power between the angels, and God did everything bad since he made the devil. Who said this? Who said that? That's ridiculous. Controversial topics already? Well, here's the thing. We're about to go into a Wulin season, so I thought I'd make the title of the stream Chinese themed. But since my friends over in China a few of them are associated with the underground church or the house churches, I thought that I would give them a little shout out kind of subtly.
Stand fast. Hold the line. No surrender to battle!
But they also said that communism was good. Draken, you're not making sense. I keep asking you what you're talking about. And I keep saying, like, Draken, I don't know what you're talking about. All right.
You captured Zone A. You lost Zone C.
You got him, Medjai. You got him, Medjai. Man, that guy can deflect. He's going to run. He's going to run. Oh, wait, no, he didn't. He really likes to deflect. All right, dude. Okay, that worked. Well, you didn't want me to pick you up, Medjai? I was going to pick you up. Okay. But yeah, that Shaolin could really deflect. That was crazy. You don't see that often. Oh, hi.
Hurry
Gotcha.
You captured Zone C.
There we go. Hey, don't say that I shouldn't have ganked him. He ganked me first. Anyway, Raven, I had some friends at school. We were in a school justice-related class, and it came up somehow. Oh, well, the idea that God did everything wrong by creating the devil is ludicrous. By that logic, if you did something wrong, is it your father's fault and mother's fault for bringing you into this world? Thank you. Damn.
You lost Zone A.
Well, God does supposedly know everything and is supposedly all good. Well, he is. He is all good. And he does know everything. But here's the reality. Here's what I would say to you. Here's what I would say to that argument. Let's say that you were going to have a baby, right? You were going to have a baby, but then the doctor came to you and said, hey, your baby, we just checked the chart. They're going to be born with autism. They're going to be born with autism. Their life will be substantially more difficult. Would you say that it's good or bad to bring them into this world? Just because you know what's going to happen with a child, does that make it right or wrong to allow you to choose that? Like, here's the thing. Even if God knew that Satan may do this, that's the thing. He may have known Satan would do some awful things. But does that deprive Satan of the right to live? Because here's the thing. What if God said, oh, well, if that's what's going to happen, I'm not going to make him? Wouldn't you then argue, oh, well, God, why would God deprive someone of the right to do something? Why would God deprive someone of life? That's not his right. Autism isn't the same thing as evil. It's an example, Kensei. My point is, if you know the end result of something that's going to happen, what gives you the right to decide? Point. Even if you have the answers, even if you know the outcome, what gives you the right to decide what gets to live and what doesn't? God gave everyone, including Satan, the right to live and make their own choices. Satan made his choice.
You captured Zone C.
And he's gone. $1.99 from Frankie DeBella. Hey, Raven, love your stream and recap video. Thank you, man. Appreciated it. Appreciate that a lot. Hey, Raven, do you know about Indian schools, the ones where they cut their long hair, force them to follow Jesus, mentally, verbally, and physically abused? Are they real and are still around? I don't know. Hey, Raven, how many cups of coffee does it take to kill you? I don't know. I've never checked. And I don't plan to check. How about that? I don't even drink coffee. I'll be real honest. I don't even like coffee. I drink tea. Why didn't God kill the devil after he tried to overthrow God? He threw Satan down into hell. He cast Satan out of heaven. It's probably the worst punishment you could ever do. He cast Satan down out of heaven. And now Satan is throwing a temper tantrum. But God will kill Satan in the final days. The book of Revelation says that God will kill Satan in the final days. Oh, okay. I can do that too. Good fight. Yeah, it's like you use your feet on me. Okay, I use my feet on you.
Enemy team is breaking.
How am I doing? 9 kills, 1 death? Why am I good at Warlord? I should not be good at Warlord. I should be terrible at Warlord. I'm going to just boost this until we get to 111. Or 1100, I guess. Anyway, hey Raven, making my Griffin into a Stormcast from Warhammer Fantasy. That'll be cool. That poor Nobu. Oh, hey, she shot an arrow at me. I said, okay, we're fighting with feats. I've got a better one. Not to mention Adam and Eve after they sinned. Yeah, let's put it this way. If God knows everything and he knows that man is going to sin, does that mean that God shouldn't have created man? You know, that's the thing. Just because God knows the outcome doesn't mean that we don't get the right to live. God provides right to everyone to have that chance. It's kind of like if you wanted to put rats in a maze, right? You may know the correct path for the rats to go, but that doesn't give you the right to step in and make sure they get there. You need to let the rats get there themselves, you know? Anyway. Plot twist, Raven goes pro as a Warlord main. No, I will not. I don't feel like rewriting the whole comment. The big bad question last time is because I wasn't paying attention in the end because I was eating. Okay, sure, whatever. Hey Raven, have you seen Metatron's video on the public school system? No, I have not. Raven, I have autism and I'm good. Yeah, I never said autism was bad, dude. Don't misunderstand. I wasn't saying autism is evil. I wasn't saying that. I was using that as an example because doctors can do tests before the baby is born to say that they might have autism or Down syndrome or some kind of mental or physical impairment. And I'm just saying, if the doctor came to you and said, you know what a good example is? David Wood. I know David Wood's a bit of a controversial figure, but he has 2 sons with a very rare physical defect, which made them, which the doctor said they probably won't make it to their 5th birthday. Should David Wood have just said, hey man, I know that my son will likely not make it to his 5th birthday. I should smother him with a pillow now and save him all the heartache of a long and very painful existence. He didn't. He gave him the life that he had the right to. And that son, that one of those children who recently passed away, made it, I think, to 13. I think he made it to his 13th birthday, which is fantastic. But, you know, that's one of those things. And here's another one. David Wood himself. David Wood is a registered psychopath. He has trouble comprehending and having emotions like the rest of us do. He was put into jail and a psych ward because he tried to kill his own father because he didn't see a reason not to. The man is certifiably insane. But if we just say, well, all evil deeds, people who we know will do evil, should be put to death, well, you know, David Wood is now one of the strongest Christians and apologists out there because he was saved while in the prison system. But if we follow the idea of, well, if we know that they're going to be born evil, if we know that they're going to be born messed up, if we know that they're going to be born with problems, they shouldn't live. Well, what does that say about David Wood and all the other people? You know who thought that way? You know who thought that way about we should only let those who we want to live? Geneticists. How about the people who practice eugenics? Those people who said, you know, we're going to make sure that certain people live based on what we want to see them do. Everyone has the right to life, regardless of whether they're male, female, mentally healthy, mentally impaired, physically healthy, physically impaired, what have you. Everyone has the right to life. Now, when they forsake that right, then they forsake that right. That's the thing. If you have a person who harms another person or does wrong, now they are forsaking their right to life. But you may say, well, what if I know what he's going to do? It doesn't change the fact that they have that right. Ravenite, what is so bad about eugenics? Eugenics is the idea that you want to weed out certain people to get a certain outcome. The Nazis practiced this. It was basically the idea is we're going to weed out the Jews, we're going to weed out black people, we're going to weed out Asians, we're going to weed out Hispanics, we're going to weed out everyone except for Aryans with preferably blonde hair and blue eyes, because those are the proper Aryans. And you could say this with a lot of things. There are certain Black Lives Matter movements who have done this with Black lives. You know, eugenics is basically the idea that only certain people with certain genetic criteria should live, and all other aspects should be thrown away. Eugenics is a very evil practice. Well, at least we know you're not an antinatalist. What is an antinatalist? And I don't know why you're looking for things to criticize me for. Wow, holy crap, all three of them. Eugenics is basically artificial Darwinism, essentially. An antinatalist is someone who hates human life and despises procreation. Really? Well, what? Why would I despise procreation? Why would you think Dude, I don't know what you think of me, man, and I don't understand why you think it. Hey, Raven, are there still people who think like that? Are they a threat? Yes, there are plenty of people who think like that, but I don't think they're a threat. I think that concept is a very outdated one and one that not a lot of people practice, and the people who do believe in it are not nearly as powerful as people like to make them out to be. Natalist, people who believe that we shouldn't have kids because life sucks. Yeah, you're right. I don't believe that. I believe that everyone has a right to life. And I don't believe life sucks nearly as bad as we like to think it does. Crap. I keep getting ganked. Anyway. 20 DKK from Patrick Brandt. I finally made it to a Ravenite stream. Thank you for coming, man, and thank you for the donation. Imperial Japan conducted eugenics as well. Yes, they did. Thanos made anti-natalism cool. Hey, Raven, can you explain the last part of the recap video and why the past session lacked content? Oh, you mean the last season? Essentially what I was trying to get across was that it's not that the last few seasons lacked content, it's that they felt lackluster. That was my point. Like, they felt like that they were just painting by numbers. Like, oh, look, Horkos do bad thing. People react to bad thing. And I don't like that. I was being somewhat snarky. I could tell. Contrary to popular belief, despite the news, the world is actually getting better. Yeah. All right. We're going to take back C.
You captured Zone C.
They're going to probably come to me. Yep, here comes one right now. You're going to run around for a little while until you can get back up. And you're dead.
You lost Zone A. Incontinent. Incredibili.
Crap. How did that Orochi read my punches so well? Anyway, Raven Knight, this might be a touchy subject, but what's communism? I keep hearing it in a no-no word, knowing a little bit about it, but the same guy who said good, God, bad said it works. Communism is a political ideology that basically puts communism is a concept that was created by Karl Marx. Basically, Karl Marx believed that every political and economical ideology that we have today came from a source, and through revolution, it will always get to a new source. Basically, we constantly evolve in terms of our political understandings. And eventually, capitalism will give way to communism. Crap! God, I cannot handle all of you guys. Raven Knight, what is fascism? Basically the Nazis. Power in a national sense. Basically, everything belongs to the national identity.
You captured Zone C. You lost Zone C.
Crap. I feel like Centurion's hyper armor does not kick in soon enough. I really think it needs to kick in a lot sooner than that. Anyway, Raven Knight, how's your day going? It's all right. It's all right. Busy day. Hey, Raven, ever thought of doing matches with fans? No, I've done it before, but most people only want to fight me so that they can get clout and say that they beat a YouTuber. And I'm not willing to give them that. I'm not willing to do that. If that's the only reason you watch me, yeah, I'm not willing to do that. Call this payback.
Your team rallied.
There we go. Well, I remember once upon a time I used to have this fan who really wanted to fight me, and he begged me all the time if he could fight me in a stream. I let him. It was a very long time ago, back before I think I even hit 2,000 subs. And then right after he won the match, he quit following me. Like he straight up dropped subscriber. He was like, he got what he wanted.
Your team is breaking.
Crap. Anyway. You think you remember that? Yeah, it was a while. It was a long time ago, man. Anyway, what's the difference between the mind, the soul, and the spirit? The soul and the spirit can basically be compared to the same thing. The mind is your thought process, but the soul is who you are. Hey, Raven, what mythology do you think is the most interesting? I really haven't thought of it in terms of interesting. I find them all fascinating to a certain degree. Hi, Raven. Been watching your content for a while and was wondering if you would make a factions misunderstood video on the Roman Empire. I would have to narrow it down to just the Centurion and the Gladiator because they're the only Roman Empire characters we have. But, I mean, I can talk about the concept of the Romans and talk about how they could be added. You think a certain other person is still screaming, "Fight me into the void"? I think he'll come back eventually and do that. I find it very poetic that Centurion and Warlord, two characters representing the glory of the past and preservation of tradition, respectively, are two characters who've changed the least since launch. It is an interesting point. I was taught that the soul is who you are and the spirit is your connection to God. I think you're thinking of the Holy Spirit. Raven, that's not fascism. Fascism is about the state, not race. That's what I said. I said fascism is power to the national sense, the state. I didn't mention race. Hey, Raven, going to head to bed, have fun, and the high five is still on the table. Hey, man, high five. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate you coming out. Oh, well. Good match anyway. Yeah, I couldn't do much either. They were just ganking the whole match. All right. All right, the adaptive warrior, allied warrior. Okay, let's go again. Raven, best type of alcohol that can't offend anyone, right? Which one's that? High five. He's talking about the fact fascism and National Socialism are not the same thing. Oh, National Socialism was the National Socialist Party of Germany, the Nazi Party, is a fascist government because they put all political power into the state. They made sure that everything fell back on the state. But the things that the Nazi government did were racist as well as fascist. So fascism does not equal racism. You can have racism and fascism, but they're not necessarily the same thing. What makes a fascist government is a nation, a national identity in the nation. Not nationalism. That's not quite the same thing. Fascism is basically nationalism on a much more strict level. Nationalism is just just the belief in nation superiority and nation strength. But fascism is the idea that everything, your belongings, your house, your property, it all goes to the state. The state pretty much mandates it and controls it. And that also connects to communism. Fascism is only a step away from communism. But yes, fascism is basically the state holds the power. Let's go. Haven't gone to Samurai yet tonight. Let's go Shinobi. Anyway. To be fair, Raven, I only watch you for the content you create. I often look to both of your channels for information and research. Oh, cool. Thanks, man. The Vikings, the faction Ubisoft forgot. No, that's not what I'm going to call it. That is not what I'm going to call it, because they didn't forget the Vikings. They just ran into a wall with the Vikings. Raven, I just want to point out that we are no longer in a group, so when you switch to Breach, would like to follow, please. Okay, yeah, I'll pull you back in. So is the USSR fascist? Because everything you're saying applies to them as well. The USSR is unique because with the USSR, you're right, it is a technical kind of fascism, but with communist, here's the thing. Fascism doesn't necessarily need a dictator. Communism demands an economical change. Basically what it is communism is basically saying, we're going to take the current capitalist system, revolt against it, tear it down. We're going to put a dictator in power to fight the capitalist dogs and replace the world with communism. And once communism rules the world, the dictator will step down and that will create a utopia. That's never what happens. See, anyone who says communism has never happened anywhere, true communism has never happened anywhere, they're technically right. Because for true communism to happen, that means the whole world needs to embrace communism, then the dictator overseeing the communist government needs to step down, and then everyone lives in a happy utopia where we don't share anything. Because communism is different from fascism, because communism is the idea that we all share everything. It's a community. We all share property, we all share wealth, we all share everything. And the government's only job is to make sure it's all distributed fairly. Fascism is, no, we own it and we're going to use it as we see fit. So let's say that we go to war, right? Let's say that there's a war and we're in a fascist government. The fascist government says, all right, we need your house, we need your property, we need your son, we need everything you got to fight this war. You belong to the nation, so you've got to give us what we need. The communist government says, all right, to protect the communism, the community needs to step in. So everybody gives some of what you have to help the community. So it's a little different. I can understand where you get that, though, because fascism and communism are only a few steps apart. The real difference is the end goal. With fascism, the ultimate goal is national superior power. With communism, the end goal is some kind of utopia. The problem is, in order for that utopia to happen, the dictator has to step down, and that will never happen. I didn't even mean to light parry that. I didn't even mean to do that. I was going for a heavy. And yet after Mao, did China become capitalist? No, Mao managed to keep the communist government going despite all the stupid things he did. The funny thing is China still claims to be communist, but they're proto-capitalist. All right, we're doing good so far, guys. Why is it that when I play my favorite characters, I do terribly? When I play my characters that I'm worst with, I somehow do well. It's a weird situation. What's capitalism? Capitalism is an economical principle that we use in the United States, and a lot of people call it evil and racist and bigoted and sexist, but they don't understand what it actually means. Capitalism just basically means that power in the economy goes to the free market, not to the government. The idea is that in a capitalist society, you get paid your worth, you get promoted according to your worth. You create a good, you would deserve to be paid for it. Basically, it's power to the people. Crap. Anyway. Why so political tonight? I don't know. People are asking me political questions. I didn't even mean for it to get political. Capitalism is a term that the communists admitted to describe the free market. Kinda, it existed before that. Hey Raven, Gulliver's Travels inspired by 6ix9ine faction political system led by the triumvirate in my story Apex. Okay, sure. To be fair though, the chat does get very political eventually. Sometimes we'll talk politics, sometimes we'll talk history, and sometimes we'll talk religion. Also to note, the United States is not 100% capitalist. No, it is not, sadly. Here's a philosophical question. What is dirt? Where we came from. Start running. Start running now. Bye. Good attempt. Good attempt to run. I loved it. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, that was terrible. Good try, buddy. Oh, that was terrible. Hey. Hey, how about it? How about it? All right, moving on. I'm going up to A. Tired of the fact that we don't have A. Sorry I'm not paying attention to chat. I'm trying to get our team back from the brink. Good dodge. Crap. Anyway, time period wise, I would probably not fix your failure. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, I don't care what anyone says. The more stylish and unrealistic executions are the better ones, in my opinion. Some of them are really good. Like some of them, even though they may not get unrealistic, even though they may be very low realism, I still enjoy them. You know, there's some unrealistic executions that I absolutely love, like Shaolin's Maximum Shaolin. Absolutely love it. Oh, crap. Thank you. Oh well, I helped. Anyway, I heard the new Viking hero is a dude with an actual armor and big spear. The new Viking will be a woman. You are aware of that, right?
Your team rallied.
Hey Raven, which assassin is most likely to use the nail bomb trap in real life? Peacekeeper, maybe? Poisson and Swan, cut it out. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm getting tired of it.
Team is breaking.
Damn it. I gave it my best. It was not enough. Anyway. Hello, Mr. Raven. I want to thank you for making content. I'm new to this channel, but your video is helping me through suicidal thoughts, so I'm very grateful for that. Hey, man. Glad you're here, and I understand suicidal thoughts. I've had them myself in the past, so hey, glad you're here. Glad you're here. If I can help you get through that, that's awesome.
You captured Zone C.
We got company. They're planting a healing flag. But maybe I can save the team. First, I'm going to turn B around. Oh, hi. Crap. Man, I'm just no good fighting BPs. I can't play BP either, but I can't fight them. For reals, I hope we can change the gender then. We will not. As you have no doubt noticed, they've been doing a pattern. Boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. Like last year, we got a male Magi, but female Aphira. Before that, we got female Pirate, but male Kyoshin. Before that, we got female Warmonger, but male Griffin. We're just doing the male, female, male, female, male, female thing. So this next Viking is probably going to be a gender-locked female. Anyway. Your channel helped me with my anxiety. Hey, glad it did that, man. Your channel made me more inclusive towards Christians and entertain many more. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, guys. Hey, Raven, what is the funniest feat? I don't even know, man. Oh, hold on. Let me re-invite Labaj. There we go. Modern Ubisoft hates customization even when it makes sense. It's not that they hate customization, it's that they're limited, dog. They are limited. They do not have as much money as we think they do. Ubisoft has basically been cutting their budget constantly because they don't think the game is doing well. And so with the limited budget, it's hard to pay extra voice actors to do male and female lines. It's hard to pay different animation stylists to make the male and female look different. It's hard to make different outfit customizations and shit so that they can make a female and male work. See, that's the thing. They've got to decide. Do we want to make a male and female look for this new hero, or do we want to focus on other cosmetics throughout the season? Like, see, that's the thing. It's not a matter of, oh, we hate this. It's a matter of what are we limited by? And they are limited, unfortunately. I don't think it's that they hate cosmetics or customization. If they hated cosmetics and customization, we wouldn't get weekly updates. Let's go with Oslotl. Oh, I got a message. Hold on. That's weird. Damn. Okay, I'll read through that in a little bit later. That's a lot of text to read. Anyway. Can someone explain why there's symbols on the thumbnail? That is Chinese script. Mandarin. Tonight's video has a Mandarin title. Anyway. I think we should change paper money from a glorified IOU for gold to a glorified certificate of completion of labor. And some of the people in my town I've told disagree with me. I'm glad they agreed with you. I'm glad that you have people who agree with you. Raven, I just want to buff. I just want to buff and buff R and Shield Woman. Okay. Hey Raven, I am curious as to why you will still play a Ubisoft property if you don't like AC Valhalla and Mirage. So because I don't like Assassin's Creed Valhalla or Mirage, I shouldn't play Ubisoft games? Really? That's a take? I'm stunned that's a take. You know Ubisoft is more than Assassin's Creed, right? And besides, I still like the original Assassin's Creed games. Do you agree with me, Raven? Not really. Whoa. Hey Raven, would you ever play Half-Life 2 or Black Mesa? I don't know. AC Valhalla is just not an Assassin's Creed game to me. I agree. I don't think it's an Assassin's Creed game. Like, here's the thing. I may not like the current direction of Assassin's Creed, but I still love For Honor. Because For Honor and Assassin's Creed are not the same thing. All right, let's fight this guy. Come on. Got him. Let's go back and heal. Hey Raven, what's your favorite thing about Ocelotl? The fact that he's just a jaguar. This gladiator's pretty good. That was good. Good job, Glad. Now I'm going to heal. Raven, you played God of War Ragnarok, correct? No, I have not. Crap! Ah, stinking Glad. You ran in and ruined that. Sorry. I know you're not sorry. I guarantee you're not sorry. All right, let's go to C. Maybe I can heal up faster there. Not getting pissy or anything, just curious, why not? Because I think the system we have right now works fine, and I don't think we need to change it. Hey Raven, will your Viking video be called Vikings, a faction Ubisoft misunderstands? No. I think they understand them. I think it's a... I think it's just a faction that, hold on. right, he likes to parry. Keep that in mind. This fight isn't going to go anywhere. Oh, hi.
You captured Zone A.
You think he's still sorry? All right, let's run over to A. Crap, I fell for that. Can't believe I fell for that. That was dumb.
Zone A. You lost.
Hold on, I need a drink. Give me a second, I'll be back in the fight in a minute. That's better. Okay, sorry about that. What we got? I'm not good at Mandarin, so hold on. I think that means how. I think that means how are you tonight, but I could be wrong. I'm doing okay. Oh, good job. You know what? I'll respect your wishes and let you two fight. Have fun. Oh. Crap. For the sake of discussion, what is your opinion of my idea in general? I'm not going to have that discussion because my expertise is not in terms of cash, money, and currency. That's not my area of understanding. So I couldn't give you a proper discussion on that. But the way I look at it, the way I look at our currency right now, our currency is not the problem. The use of cash money, the use of currency, basically you're saying that cash money is an IOU in terms of gold, right? Okay. But we've done that for years. We've done that for centuries, in fact. We've done that for a very long time, not always with bills, but with other things. And we've always had kind of an IOU system.
Your team is breaking.
God, that light spamming little dick. Anyway. So Raven, we got Claire for you. Does Lark have a female character that's drawn after him? Lark's only been drawn as a female once. But the reason Hannah draws me as a girl all the time is because of a joke between the two of us, because of something that happened to me in my past. I think most of you know the story about what happened to me in my past that led to Claire. If you don't, let me know in chat. But if you do, I won't go into it again because it's a long story. I'm kind of an idealist. I like to imagine a solution to a problem even if there isn't one. Cool. I mean, I like to imagine solutions to a problem too, but I like to understand those solutions and understand those problems. And my expertise is not in the economy. That's why I don't have... Wow, Gwen the Kind is... Which one was Gwen? Which one was Gwen? Oh, you were the gladiator. What right do you have to brag? How did Hannah and I meet? I saw one of her images on DeviantArt and thought it was really cool, so I followed her and told her that I liked the art. She discovered that I gave a little sermon, like a comment thing on another video where I was explaining my faith. She liked that. We had a conversation. She drew some art for me. And then one night, she was trying to Skype call a friend of hers, but ended up Skype calling me by accident. And so we decided instead of hanging up, we'd just have a conversation. And we hit it off from there. We've been friends ever since. Is there precedence for a Slavic-based hero For Honor? Maybe. Story time, give it to me, give me story time. All right, that's one person who wants the story. If I get 3 more people, if I can get 3 people who ask for the story, I'll tell it. Would a Polynesian warrior For Honor be too similar to an ocelotl? Yeah, I think that would be too similar. Not that I wouldn't like it. I mean, it'd be kind of neat, but I think it'd be too similar. Let's go, Zhongzhen. Wow, lots of people suddenly want the story. Okay, well, if Hannah's still here, I don't think she'd mind me telling it. All right, I'll tell you the story. All right, so there are 2 parts to the story, and they all go way back in time. Okay, so let's start when I was really, really young. I was just a little bitty boy. I was about maybe 5 or 6 years old. I was just a kid. Now I have a younger brother, as you know, and 2 cousins. Now one cousin, Sam, is about my age. The other one, Jake, is a little older. Not by much, but just a little bit. Okay, so we all used to go to my grandparents' house, and we would have a great time. You know, we'd enjoy our company with Grandma and Grandpa. But Grandpa loved to tell us stories, and one day, while we were sitting around Grandpa's legs, he told us, now boys, because we're all young men, boys, never kiss your elbow. And we were like, why not, Grandpa? And he said, because if you ever kiss your elbow, you'll turn into a girl. Now, obviously, Grandpa was being silly and having fun with us. But we were little kids. We had to test this. We had to find out if this was true. Could this actually happen? So we had to decide who was going to do it. Well, Lark can't do it because Lark is the baby, and if anything bad happens to him, we all get in trouble. Jake is the oldest, so he gets seniority. He doesn't have to do it if he doesn't want to. It's between me and my cousin Sam. So I can't remember how we decided. We either did a thumb wrestle or an arm wrestle. I don't remember which we did, but I lost. And so I had to be the one to kiss my elbow. Now, if you've ever tried to kiss your elbow, it's like really hard. It's like nearly impossible. But with Jake and Sam's help, they bent my arm back around just enough, and I finally pressed lips to elbow. Well, we didn't know what to do. All I knew is that my arm hurt like hell. And they're like, do you feel different? Well, I didn't know how a girl was supposed to feel. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. How am I supposed to feel? So we waited for about an hour. Nothing happened. And we thought, Grandpa's messing with us. So we moved on. Nothing wrong. But then about 2 days after our trip to Grandma and Grandpa's, I got sick with the flu. It was absolutely terrible. I was sick as a dog. I was throwing up everywhere. I lost a lot of weight. Now, at the time, my hair right now is pretty wavy curly, like kind of a wavy curl kind of mix. But back then, I had very straight wavy hair. And because I was sick for like a week and a half, I couldn't go get my hair cut. It was terrible. So my hair was hanging just below my ears. And so when I finally started to feel better, I come downstairs and I say, hey, Mom, can I get some breakfast? And she says, oh, my goodness. I said, what? She said, well, when you came downstairs, you've lost so much weight. Your shirt looks like a dress on you. I thought you looked like a little girl coming down the stairs. Yeah, you can bet I panicked. You can bet I was panicked, just, oh my God, it happened, it just took a week. I screamed, I ran upstairs, I threw myself under the bed going, it happened, Bob, it was right, it happened. Mom doesn't know what's going on. She has no idea about what Grandpa told us, so she goes upstairs, Raven, what's wrong? What is it? What's wrong? And I tell him, like, Bob had told me if I kissed my elbow, I'd turn into a girl, and Sam and Jake made me do it, and now I am. Well, after she stops laughing her ass off, she calls up Poppet, and that's the name we gave our grandpa, and says, please tell your grandson that you were making that up. And then I hear him on the phone go, why would I do that? Finally, he does tell me, yeah, we were making it up. Crap. Ha! Good fight.
You lost zone
Anyway, all right, so after he tells me that, so that's the first half of the story. That's only half the story. So obviously I now know that it was all pretty funny, but it was a joke. Okay, so let's fast forward a few years. I'm in middle school, about 6th or 7th grade. Now, right now, my voice is pretty deep. I have a small beard. I wouldn't say super muscular, but I've got broad shoulders. I look masculine, and I think most people would agree that I present very masculine. Now, this is what I mean when I said that I get my ass kicked by Highlanders on the regular. Hold on. I'll tell you the rest of the story in a minute. There we go. All right, so, as I was saying, so I was in middle school, about 6th or 7th grade. I was not as masculine looking as I am now. I had a much more high voice. I sounded like a girl, all that 9 yards. I hadn't hit puberty yet. I was part of a drama team, because even back then I liked acting. Hold on.
You captured zone C.
Crap. Well, it just goes to show. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So anyway, after this match, we'll probably switch to Breach. We're just not having good matches tonight, and I'm not having fun. Anyway, so as I was saying, what was I saying? Where did I leave off? Oh, yeah. I was in the drama club because even back then I loved to act. And we were putting on a performance of Sleeping Beauty. Now, I was an understudy. What an understudy is in the acting world is there's someone who memorizes the entire play back to front so that if something ever happens to one of the actors, the understudy can step in and fill in, right? There, got him. Damn. But that's the role of the understudy. You fill in for someone. Now, I really wanted to fill in for the prince. Unfortunately, it was not the prince who called out. It was not the prince who got sick. It was Sleeping Beauty, not Snow White. I don't know why I almost said Snow White. She's been all over the news, I guess. That's why. But anyway, Sleeping Beauty got sick. So sick, she was out of school for I think a couple weeks. If she didn't just straight up move. I can't remember now what it was that got her out, but all I know is that she was out. Oh, crap. And there it is.
You lost zone A.
Wow, oh my God. I almost had revenge until he threw that hatchet. Anyway, as I was saying, so again, because I looked feminine enough and because I was small enough and because I could throw my voice, they had me play Sleeping Beauty. I wasn't happy about it. The drama teacher had to do a lot to get me to do it. Like say, oh, in Shakespeare Day, all the men played female roles. Well, we're not in Shakespeare's day, are we? You know, that kind of thing. But I eventually agreed to it on the few conditions. One is that we take the kissing scene out. That's no longer a thing. And also, my name doesn't come up in the... Good fight. Now, don't you go saying wow and thanks. You ganked us too. Don't even act like you're special. Don't even act like you're special. Anyway, so yeah, so they took out the kissing scene. Basically, they just dropped curtain when that happened. They had to fit me into a, they had to fit me into a gown, which was, oh boy, let me tell you, that was rough. Whenever I have a date and my girlfriend that I'm dating at the time says that they don't want to wear dresses or heels, I just tell them, no, you're good. I get it. Because the heels were annoying. Imagine having to dance in that shit. Dancing in heels should be a sin. Okay, that should be one of the cardinal sins. That is very painful, very difficult. The wig was itchy as hell. Well, didn't really need that much of a wig. They just did hair extensions because my hair could be long enough at the time. Like I said, it fell about down to my ears. But they gave me the wig because it needed to be blonde hair. Got him. And you're dead. But anyway. Turn B around.
You lost Zone A.
All right.
Your team is breaking.
Maybe you shouldn't have added that feat to yourself, honey. Aren't there Shaolin nuns? Yes, there are Shaolin nuns. ESP Sagi, thanks. Man, we got some toxic people on the enemy team. Hey, Raven, what if Ruth was never adopted by the Knights? She probably would have been raised Viking, or she would have died.
The enemy rally.
Whoa, what was that? What blew us up? What blew us up? I'm confused. Oh, it was Peacekeeper, wasn't it? She used her, she used her ability, yeah. Hey, Raven, do you like fantasy women with or without a helmet? Doesn't matter to me. Do you like playing JJ because of his grandpa vibes? I like playing JJ because he's cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was last laugh. I'm pretty sure it was last laugh. It seems right to me. All right, well, that was fun. Let's hop out of there. Let's go ahead to Breach. Had our fun there. JJ is Chinese Santa, yes. Raven, what is your favorite song? Mine is Don't Worry by Madcon or Recover by The Fold. I don't know my favorite song, honestly. There are a lot of songs I like. I'd need to think about that. All right, who to go, who to go, who to go? I think I've gone someone from every faction now. You know what? I'll go Lawbringer. Richard Blackthorne, I say. Anyway, and Raven, you were telling a story, right? Yeah, but, I mean, the story's pretty much over. What basically happened was I ended up having to play Sleeping Beauty. We put the play on. It was a decent outcome. Very few people knew it was me, which was great, because I didn't really advertise that I was doing it. And, I mean, I didn't have to do much. I had very few lines. At half the play, I'm supposed to be laying on my back pretending to be asleep, so I didn't have to do all that much. I only had one dancing scene, which was mercifully short, thankfully, and they took out the kissing scene because when that scene was supposed to happen, they just cut to curtain. So it worked out fine for me. Anyway, the reason Hannah draws me as a girl so much is because I told her both of these stories that I just told you guys, and she thought that they were so funny that she would draw me as Sleeping Beauty. And then that turned into drawing more of me as a girl, and more of me as a girl, and more of me as a girl in different outfits, because she knew that I was annoyed by it. It irritated me. I was like, why do you keep doing this? But after a while, I was no longer irritated. I thought it was funny. And so I just said, all right, well, what about if you drew me in this get up? And then she'd say, all right. And then I'll go, bet you can't do this one. And then she'll go, want to bet? And then she started drawing me in that one. So it just turned into a joke. Plus, it helps that Hannah prefers drawing girls to guys anyway. She finds it more fun to draw female character models. So, drawing me as Claire, which is the name of my female persona, just was good practice for her to draw female looks. So why is the Shaolin male exclusive? Ruth would have been Valkyrie. The Shaolin are not male exclusive. The male group is just more popular. There are female monks. Get my health back. I think he means in-game. Oh, in-game? In-game, why the Shaolin male exclusive? I don't know, just because they wanted to do that. I'm sure there were male pirates as well. Yes, there were male pirates, but when they were designing Pirate for the game, they were very clearly trying to base her off of a specific female pirate in history because she was Chinese, and that would connect to the Wu Lin. See, here's the thing. If they just made Pirate a Wu Lin in-game, it would have been great. I don't think anyone would have complained nearly as much, but since they made them an Outlander, it's pissed people off. Raven, do you think there should be an Arabic faction in For Honor? Fear is the best you're going to get. I don't think we're going to get an actual Arabic faction. $20 from Dale Expert. Here you go, Raven. I hope your evening is going well. Baldur's Gate has consumed my life. I need help. I'm losing track of the days. Lark's been playing that a lot, too. Raven, if you had to fight one of your For Honor story characters, who would you fight and what would you fight with? I wouldn't fight any of them because I would get my ass kicked. I'm a fighter, but I'm not as good as For Honor characters. What is your opinion of Tadio's Insight armor set for Kensei? I haven't seen it, or I don't remember it, so I don't know what to tell you. Hey, Raven, what music do you like, country or rock? I like both. I'm pretty easy, guys. I like a lot of different music. Have you listened to Billy Graham's sermon? If so, which one of you loved the most? I've only listened to one Billy Graham sermon. I don't listen to a lot of them. I listened to Alistair Begg, hold on. Alistair Begg, Jeremiah Peterson, Edward Carney. Like, I listen to those guys, not a lot of Billy Graham, although I do think he was a great Christian. I need to rewatch all your For Honor character story characters. Yeah, go for it, man. I'd love for you to rewatch those. Name the last one again, please. I'm writing them down. Oh, well, you wouldn't know Edward Carney. He's not popularly known, and I think he's retired now. But, Alistair Begg is the one that I love listening to right now. He's the one that I'm currently doing a series with. Like, I've been following him on a series. But that's the one that I recommend. Alistair Begg, he's great. Hello, Mr. Raven. What is your opinion on Jordan Peterson? Very smart man. Very strong intellectual.
Outer gate destroyed. Move
If you played For Honor on Xbox instead, I'd much rather team up with that than duel you. I'm glad you think that, but I don't play on Xbox, so it's a moot point. And I don't have the finances to go and buy an Xbox either. Are you kidding? You gotta be kidding. I could have had the kill. I could have had the kill. Isn't it cross-platform now? It is. It is cross-platform. So how is performance mode doing for you, Raven? I didn't really notice a difference, I'll be honest. I didn't notice much of a difference. Oh, hold on. I just got a message from Aaron. What's this? There we go. Sent that. Yeah, wait, so we could team up anyway? Yeah, if you play For Honor, like, it doesn't matter what you're on, it's cross-platform. Heck, Havoc plays on PC, but I teamed up with him. I thought I could catch him. What's your favorite execution for Ocelotl? The one where he saws their head off. I don't know why I'm doing so bad tonight. It's kind of weird. Anyway. Hey Raven, as a Christian, I'm troubled by this question. If God is all-knowing, why would he create someone knowing their end fate is hell? That is a haunting question for sure. I definitely agree with you. That is a rough question, and a lot of Christians struggle with it. The fact is, I don't know the best way to say this, honestly, and my mind is kind of focused partially on the game too, so it's hard to give a full answer. The way I've always looked at it, the way I've always gazed at it is, like I said earlier, just because God knows our end fate doesn't mean that we don't have the right to get the choice, you know? It's kind of like that idea of, let's say that God told me, I'm not going to make you, I'm not going to give you a life on earth. And I said, why not? And he said, because I know that if you do, you'll just end up choosing to side against me. But then if I said, but you don't know that, I do know that. And he said, well, don't I get the chance? Don't I get the chance to make my own decisions? Don't I get the chance to experience it? See, another part of it is there are people out there who will never choose God. And the fact is they won't care. They don't care that they'll never have God because God doesn't mean anything to them. And because God doesn't mean anything to them, if I told them you're going to hell, they're probably not going to care. In fact, some of them may even celebrate that. But the fact is, just because they will never choose God doesn't mean that their existence won't matter and won't not matter. God has used people who do not believe in him to do things, you know? God still uses people, even those who never choose him, to make big changes and to change the world. So I think it comes down to the idea that even though, and believe me, I get it. I really do get it. It's a tough question to discuss, and I'm definitely not the right person to talk to about this. There's a guy out there named Frank Turek. He answers this question much better than I do. I would watch his answer to that, honestly. Anyway, Ravenite, it's why I don't like the belief in predestination, as you will go to heaven or hell no matter what you do, as it scares me. Yes, the topic of predestination is a long contested one. Some say that predestination is a thing. Some say it's not a thing. I personally don't know. Predestination to me is an open-handed issue. It's not something I'm willing to fight on. If you believe in predestination, fine, okay. If you don't believe in predestination, fine, okay. All I know is I'm going to heaven. Whether I'm predestined to or not, I know I'm going. And I can talk to God more about that when I get there. Anyway. Ignorance is bliss, but enlightenment is the sweetness of fruit. Correct. I'm not religious, but it's interesting to think about these questions. Yeah, I like meditating on them. Hey, Raven, Native American faction? Nah, I'd rather shoot BBQ ribs out of my hands while shooting an M16. Correct. Hey, Raven, why were the Chinese not interested in guns when the Europeans made them? They were interested. Wasn't a problem. In fact, the Chinese made gunpowder before the Europeans did. Let's keep pushing it. There we go. Here, Native American faction idea: Apache, Vanguard, Iroquois, Assassin, Hawaiian, Heavy, and Mohawk hybrid. How would you make them all look different and give them all their own unique armors and weapons? One thing that helps bring me comfort when faced with that question is that we as humans are not meant to have all the answers. Correct. That is a very good answer. It's just that they never really drilled well enough with them to use more effectively than the Europeans did. That's partially true. I don't know, LOL. That's the point. Like, I'm not against the idea of a Native American faction, but you better have weapons and armor ready to go for all 4 of them. Because you got to make 4 at least. Native Americans are a pretty diverse people. Okay, name me a weapon for the Vanguard, name me a weapon for the Assassin, name me a weapon for the Heavy, and name me a weapon for the Hybrid. Tell me how they're different from the weapons we currently have in For Honor, and then I'll hear you out. Oh, and you can't use Tomahawk and Knife. Shaman has that, so let me know what you got. I understand they look different. I'm talking about weapons here. You might be able to make them all look different. I'll give you that. You might be able to make them all look different. What weapons would they have?
Inner gate destroyed. Kill the commander.
Wow, that happened. Okay. The new season's music theme made me headbang like I was at a metal concert. Yeah, same here. Raven Knight, have you heard of Warhaven? Yes, I've been asked about that. I have heard of it. Anyone else think that Shaman using an axe and kukri is BS? I'm not a fan of it, but I've accepted it. Where's Lark been? I said at the beginning of the stream he wouldn't be with us for most of the night. Raven Knight, are the Hawaiian Islanders close to Mexico or America? They'd be more Aborigines, I would think. Let me see. Gunstock, club, and war hatchet. That's about it. Yep. Speaking of Native Americans, imagine For Honor with fighting on horseback. No. Raven, I'm currently trying to make a lesson for my first priority group about comparing. Do you know any verse specifically about comparing ourselves to others in the Old Testament? Let's see. In the Old Testament? Let's see. There are plenty in the New Testament, but I'm trying to think of the Old. Ouch. I'll need to think about that one. Ah, Lark just said he's almost home. Sweet. We got him, yeah! Took long enough. All right, let's see. What's an old one? I think I know one. Let me look it up. Let me look it up real quick. I think it's in the book of Proverbs.
And I'm back.
Awesome. Glad you're back, Lark.
Good to be back.
I would say Psalms 139:14. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, my soul knows it very well. That would be the best one I could think of off the top of my head. That is a psalm that basically talks about how we are perfectly made by God, so we should be happy in it. Oh, bye, Labaj. Sorry, you had to go. All right, let's go. Huh? Let's go Highlander. Raven, what martial art is the best in your opinion? Muay Thai. I think Muay Thai is the best. Thank you, Raven. I will continue to look for more. Never forget that when you're looking to the Bible, quite often don't feel like you have to get something from the old and new. They're both important, but the new will often help in areas that the old can't, and the old can help in areas that new can't. Muay Thai hero win? I don't know. Explain why it's the best. Muay Thai is probably one of the most basic martial arts to understand. It's essentially kickboxing, but with knees and elbows included. It's very destructive. It's strong. It doesn't take long to learn. Like, it only took me like 3 or 4 months to really get the hang of all the techniques. And then after that, it was just repetition, strength training, endurance training. And that's what makes Muay Thai so good to me, because you don't need to learn all these fancy katas and fancy arm and leg movements. You need to learn the basics of the 8 limbs, your fists, your legs, your elbows, your knees. And once you master all those, now it's a matter of learning how to use them effectively against the other guy, and that doesn't take long to figure out. About what he was doing. He's doing like a Bible study thing, and he's doing a lesson on comparing ourselves to others and why we shouldn't. He wants a verse about it from the old and new, and direct Jesus quote. Out of curiosity, Raven, what games are you considering playing after you finish the Mass Effect series? Haven't decided yet. I need to think about it.
We got Andromeda to go through as well.
Yeah, we got Andromeda.
So, and Andromeda's going to take a while, so.
Yeah.
We got time to figure that one out.
Hey Raven, how does one go from the individualistic knights in For Honor to the groups of knights that fight as a unit in Kingdom Under Fire? What do you mean individualistic knights?
You mean like fighting on their own? Well, that's just two different genres.
Yeah, that's two different kinds of games right there.
Because, Because knights typically did not fight one-on-one unless it was tournament stuff.
Are the Vikings Christian or not? Historically, the Vikings converted to Christianity.
Yep. Like, when Iceland finally decided it was going to have an official religion, it chose Christianity. It would still allow paganism to exist in the land for a time, but Christianity would be its official religion. Have you heard of the band Miracle of Sound? Yes. We have both heard of Miracle of Sound. Great stuff. Thoughts on Starfield claiming to have 6 million players? Everyone is saying that 6 million is too high, and even if every spaceship was running day and night for 6 years, it still couldn't reach that. Maybe it's sold 6 million copies. I'd have to see the numbers. I wasn't even aiming for the Bear Jedi, but okay. I'm doing alright, but yeah, I don't mind them making the romances a little harder to do, because sometimes you would just talk with someone, and like, oh, so you're dating them now. Like, what? No, I'm not.
I was asking in-game, as the game really sends mixed signals. Oh, in-game, no, they're definitely not Christian. The Vikings are very much Norse pagans.
Yep. Considering that the whole scream Valhalla, I think we have a conclusive answer. What's your favorite nostalgic smell? Not sure. I really don't think about nostalgic smells till I smell them. How can I deal with the wolf people who harass me on the street? I'm not ever happened, but I'd like to know how to defend myself.
Move on. Don't give them the time of day.
Yeah, because let's be real. Most of the Wokies probably aren't. Most of the Wokies aren't a big fan of confrontation. So, and if they do, just...
Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to spark a reaction out of you. Don't give it to them. Let them seethe. Usually the best thing you can do.
The other option is pull out a job application, and typically most of them start running.
Jobs are a horrible aspect of the...
capitalist exploitation!
Yep.
Or hold up the U.S. Constitution, they also frequently call it that. Wealth of Nations is another good one. The funny thing about Cross referring to Warden as a common mercenary, the knighting him, is that in real life knight is German for mercenary?
No, knight is not German for mercenary. Knight comes from knight comes from the word knecht, which means a vassal or servant of warrior quality. He called him a common mercenary because he didn't have a legion.
Yes, because keep in mind, Daubeny broke off from the Blackstone Legion, trying to be his own thing, and so the only thing you can classify as a mercenary, since we followed Daubeny in the beginning, you were a common mercenary. But, let's see, second part of that question. Tai-Nagi sword, have you seen one?
A what sword?
Tai-Nagi?
I don't know what that is. Raven, how's your day been? It's been all right.
What character in One Piece has the best design? Boa Hancock? All seriousness.
Boa does have a great design.
Let's see. Depends on what you're looking for, honestly.
Foxy.
That's what peak performance looks like right there. I think Garp's got a great loving grandpa design that will also kill you.
Raven Bannerlord series win? Probably never.
I'm the only one that owns Banner Lord, and I'm stuck with it.
Bondsman, vassal, mercenary, same thing. You get paid to fight foes without being a standing army soldier. Vassal is different from a mercenary, bro.
Vassal means you have sworn an oath to a point. Like mercenary contracts will end. Vassal contracts typically for life. But same line of work, yes, but still different things.
I saw Kaido and Roger. Yeah, Kaido's got a pretty sick design.
I like Rayleigh's chin.
Rayleigh is an awesome design, no question.
I also Borsalino just looking like Adam Sandler. That's fun. He was the one that anime Adam Sandler. What if America became a monarchy?
It did not. They offered that job to Georgie, and he didn't take it.
Wow. It would end relatively quickly even if he did do it, because George couldn't sire children. So that would cause a succession crisis almost instantaneously.
Yep. For Honor's probably the only game that doesn't treat mercenaries as pure bad guys. True enough. Well, actually, I don't know. Genshin Impact doesn't treat mercenaries as pure bad guys. One of my favorite characters in Genshin Impact is a mercenary. And she's definitely not a bad girl. I'm thinking of Dia. If you want it, yeah, the bad mommy.
What if they lay a hand on me or my mom?
I want to get Dia so bad. Sorry, I just fight.
Listen, if they start effectively trying to hurt your mother, you have full license to, do what you need to do to defend your family. So, yeah, best to learn ways to defend yourself. Thankfully, that's probably not going to happen. But if they do, teach them the end of their ways. Plus, we got to fight a whole war to get away from a monarchy. The real thing we were trying to get rid of wasn't just a monarchy; it was a government system that was so focused on that wouldn't allow us to take part in the government. Like, we actually wrote several letters to the king saying, "Hey, man, we can kiss and make up if you just agree to not be your."
Yeah, pretty much.
And King George was not having it.
Which of the four elements would you want to be able to bend in Avatar, and why? For me, it's Earth. I would want to bend Earth.
That's not how easy building would be.
Dude, Earth bending is so top tier.
I would love to be a waterbender though, just because going through the ocean would be freaking amazing. Also, get good enough so it's like, oh, it's raining. Hold my hand up. Nah, I'm good. Miss me.
Raven, we should play one of these days on Genshin as Yelan and Dia. Yeah, I know, Hannah, you got Dia, and I'm mad about that.
Rock and show.
But yeah, you're right, we do need to play Yelan and Dia. We also need to play Zhongli and Raiden, for obvious reasons.
Yay, fun.
Let's see, rank the, what do you say to rank? I saw it a minute ago, but it went away. Hold on, let me pull it back up. Can you please rank the Elder Scrolls games? I've only played one of them, I'm sorry.
Tell you what, I was asked this question on Quora earlier today. I might rank the basic artifacts.
Water erodes earth? Yeah, in time.
It takes a lot of pressure to do that.
Dia is underrated. I know, dude! Dia's awesome! Dia's so cool. I hate that she gets so much hate. And Zhong Li's currently getting hate. I'm mad about that, too. My boy Zhong Li's a Giga Chad.
Insano Intignari.
Yeah.
It's better than I'm hoping the new Viking hero is next ruling for Valve became old. You've moved on to other pastures, is that what you're saying? No, the earthbending I think is far more useful in modern day applications. You could use it for construction, you could use it to move things, you could use it for many options. Like, yeah, honestly, utilitarian-wise, waterbending and earthbending I think are the most practicality.
Don't get me wrong, airbending and firebending are cool, but I just prefer earthbending.
I mean, airbending, you can fly, so you got to go on firebending. always into the book. And, purify water and kind of boil it. And it looks cool. They're like, what historical group do you think is overglorified? I would say Vikings or Native Americans.
Probably Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings in recent years have been overglorified. Before them, I'd say the Spartans were very heavily overglorified. That's being toned down a bit.
I choose fire because I think it would help me control your anger. I don't think so. I think that I think that would have the opposite effect.
I'm angry. Oh crap! Burn the house down. I can't.
But then the argument is, but then I'd be more forced to control my anger. Look, I wouldn't take that risk the first time.
What are your favorite childhood TV shows, Raven?
Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry. Oh, dude, yeah, I was thinking that too. Superbook, Veggie Tales. I grew up on Veggie Tales. Okay.
The original Teen Titans.
Teen Titans, Justice League.
Ben 10.
Ben 10 was kind of cool, but I didn't watch it nearly as much. What was it? Kim Possible. I liked Kim Possible.
Kim Possible was good. But yeah, Teen Titans like two of them. Ooh, it's Saturday.
Opinion on Static Shock? Dude, he's the GOAT. Static Shock is amazing. He should have been in the Teen Titans, dog. Like, he would have been an awesome addition.
I know there's like metal reasons why he can't.
Of course, no, he belonged to Warner Brothers. He didn't belong to Cartoon Network, so yeah.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, the Batman.
The Batman and the Batman animated series. Yeah. Okay.
Both good. The Batman had an underrated Joker.
Yes, he did.
You're a sick man.
Who's your favorite ninja? Hanzo Hattori Masanori doesn't count. Okay, let me think. I do have a favorite ninja. What's his name? Hold on. Okay, hold on. I need to look up his last name. I know his first name. I don't remember his surname.
My favorite ninja is the one that did his job so well that we don't know his name.
Sasuke Sarugakure. Sasuke Sarugakure. He's my favorite. Sasuke Sarugakure.
Thundercats. Oh.
Dun 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 dun.
You know, whenever you said it, why do you always plan?
Yeah, Kim Possible's awesome. Yeah, you can say, well, Shark Chaos was saying also Kim Possible, and I'm like, Kim Possible's awesome. Kim Possible's one of those shows if you're like, it's for girls. No, I loved it. I loved Kim Possible.
Oh gosh, Bionicles.
Bionicle, oh my god, that's a blast from my proverbial past.
That was my plastic crack before I got into Warhammer.
I know.
Gosh,
do I mean Sasuke Sarutobi? No, that's not what I said. I said Sasuke Sarugakure. You know who I'm talking about, Lark. He was, you know exactly who I'm talking about. He was sworn to the Kuno family. That reaction, Lark. He is the most goated ninja, okay? Puts Naruto to shame. Puts all of them to shame. Best ninja ever. That is true.
Not in terms of character development, just in terms of being a ninja. Bionicle saved Lego when they cast them aside.
Correct.
Gosh, man. Matanui, man, that takes me.
Matanui, dude. Toatahu. It's stuck in my head. Stuck in my head.
What were those ones that roll around?
Oh, I forget their name.
I used to love those things.
Lilo the Stitch the series? That was creative.
Yeah, I love the fact there was just like one that was like just as good as Stitch at everything, but he just enjoyed eating sandwiches.
Yeah, he was super intelligent, could even talk normally, but he just liked sandwiches.
Yeah,
then there was one girl one who was like, she would just seduce people into being evil with a song. The hell was that?
We call that the thought. Deciding Bionicles were the best way to get girls 100% success rate. Dad's approved. So, hey babe, would you like to hear about the lore of Mach?
Are you mocking me? I'm not mocking. I'm having fun with your question. You asked me who my favorite ninja was, and then I was about to tell you Hattori Hanzo because he is my favorite ninja. Then you said he doesn't count. So I'm having trouble thinking of one right now. So the first one I thought of was my favorite from anime, who is Sasuke Sarugakure. He's one of my favorites. I'm not mocking you. I'm having fun with the question because you took away the one that I would say is my favorite.
It's a goofball answer.
I'm sorry that you got so offended by my answer.
Anyone remember Hamtaro? Oh, good lord.
Dude, Hamtaro! Goated.
I think tomorrow's going to be even better.
You say that every day! Why do you think tomorrow's going to be better? What about...
It's going to crash.
He was a samurai? Kensei, you... My lord, dude. First of all, Hattori Hanzo was a samurai, but he was also a ninja. Second of all, Sasuke Sarugakure isn't a samurai if you're talking about him. Look, dude, you are aware that ninjas can be... Ninja is an occupation. Samurai is a social class. Are you telling me you actually don't know that? Oh, my lord. Oh, my lord. Wow. Wow. That actually... Dude. For a while, I was kind of like, okay, at least you know some Japanese history, but you actually made that fallacy. You are aware samurai and ninja could be one and the same. You are born samurai, but you choose to be a ninja. Hattori Hanzo was a samurai, but he was also a ninja. Holy damn. Moving on. This will be the last match of the night.
All right. No, we never watched Ninja.
Kensei, rarely. Kensei rarely still means it happened. God. It doesn't matter if it's rarely or not. It still happened. And you can't just say, well, I don't count him because he was also a samurai. Why not? He's still a ninja. Are you for real?
See, they probably got that samurai status from saving Tokugawa's ass when he probably would have died if there wasn't there. That's probably true. Then I don't know enough about Hattori Hanzo's lineage.
Hattori Hanzo was the vassal of Tokugawa Ieyasu. He was born samurai, but Hattori Hanzo was born samurai. He was born a samurai, but he inherited his position. But his father was a shinobi before him, and so. That doesn't, he was a ninja. Ninjutsu is the art of the ninja. That's literally its meaning. The art of nin, the art of invisibility, the way of invisibility. Since nin connects to ninja, it's still something he learned. Good lord.
He still acted as a ninja though.
I'm angry, LP. I'm angry because this is some of the most asinine positioning I've ever heard. Your argument is he does not count because he's a samurai, which goes into the argument that samurai and ninja were inherently enemies, which they were not. They could be one and the same. Sounds like something I'd hear out of what's his face? I'm forgetting his name now. Goomba, yeah, Gaijin Goomba. No, you know what? He wouldn't make that fallacy. I give Goomba crap, but he wouldn't make that mistake. That is a MatPat fallacy, you're right.
Why was the samurai class abolished? You can talk about that.
Yes, the samurai class was abolished because when the Western influence came into Japan, there was a mix, okay? At first, the shogun wanted to accept them, but the emperor wanted to kick them out. This caused tension. The Western government wanted to start pushing brand new reforms and brand new ideas. And to placate them, they started trying to adopt some Western ideas because, let's face it, they realized very quickly the West had technology and armaments that the samurai simply didn't have. So they tried to change the social structure. Since the samurai weren't really... They were warriors, but at the time of the Edo period, they were more just a social class than they were warriors. They were allowed to carry swords, but even though they were the warrior class, there wasn't a lot of war going on, so they weren't needed as warriors as much. They were mostly just needed as a social class. Hold on. So what happened was, the more Western influence that came in, the more the samurai started to get phased out. And the more they started saying, we don't need this samurai class, everyone's going to be equal under this new society. The samurai started losing more and more privileges. The samurai got pissed off. They said, no, we don't want to give up our rights. We don't want to give up our privileges. We don't want to give up all this stuff we have. So we're going to try to fight for it. This led to a rebellion, which basically brought an end to the Edo period and brought in the Meiji period. No, it kicked off the Meiji period. It was named that because of the Meiji Emperor who started it, but the Meiji period didn't officially start until after the samurai were abolished and the Meiji Emperor was officially approved over the shogunate. The shogunate was destroyed.
Yeah, because before that point it was called the Edo period, or the Tokugawa shogunate.
And the Japanese are pretty heavy on tradition. It wasn't so much tradition as it was, we like having privilege, we don't want to give it up.
But tradition would have been their argument.
Hey, Raven Lord, did you see that Metatron did a response video to Matt Pat video on who has the best pizza and why? I saw the thumbnail. I'm not going to watch it, or maybe I'll watch it later. I don't know, but...
That's funny. Because he's going to go full uber Italian. But if I ever wanted to irritate the Italians, I just don't like the ketchup on my spaghetti and then suddenly the sushi goes off again.
Guys, there's one coming up with a flag. Stop them. Stop them.
What happened to Static Shock met the Avengers?
Static Shock only interacted with DC heroes.
Yeah, but what if?
He'd probably be okay, yeah.
I mean, they let, Elastigirl, basically.
I forget her name.
Miss Marvel. They let her in, so I don't see a reason why they wouldn't.
Yeah, Static Shock would be way better than Miss Marvel.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we also have, the Arrow sidekick.
Whatever her face was.
Yeah. So, bar for entry's low. They don't take much, so I think he's got a solid shot at doing it.
Oh, no! I'm dead. Anyway, Raven, Static Shock is DC, though. Yeah, I know. And Raven, you can actually punch people off ladders if you press the attack button. I know, but I never get it. I never do it well. For some reason, they're always too high above me. I want Static Shock to replace Miles Morales. Yes! Yes! Lose Miles. Bring in Static.
That would be a bit of a shocking move.
Personally, my favorite ninja is Tanba Mamochi, who led the Iga Rebellion against Nobunaga and Nobukatsu. Cool.
That's something that Joker would not last long in the Marvel universe. Depends on who he's going up against. Like, Iron Man would just blast him.
Yep.
Captain America would just... Captain America would actually be very similar.
Probably.
Batman does. Hulk would kill him. Probably not mean to, but he did. Thor would kill him. Spider-Man, similar principle.
I despise Miles Morales. I know everybody's like, oh, but he has really good movies. I hate him. I don't care if he has good movies. I hate him. And I know someone's going, it's because he's black. No, has nothing to do with his blackness. Although those people who say that, I'm like, you know he's biracial, right? He's not even fully black. He's part Hispanic. And like, what? Yeah, because what people don't the reason I dislike him is because he was literally created to just be a token. That's all he was created to be. The creators of Miles Morales literally said, yeah, we like the Spider-Man story, but we thought to ourselves, you know, what if he was biracial? What if we made Spider-Man biracial? So that's what we did. They didn't do it to create a new story, a new idea, a new concept. No, just, we're going to take Peter Parker and make him Peter Darker. Thank you, Mal, for that joke, by the way. You're awesome. That's all he is. And I can't stand it. I can't stand that you would do that. Peter Parker is by far one of the greatest heroes in the MCU. I love him. He was the first Marvel character I knew about and loved. And they're screwing him over in a huge way constantly.
But you kind of like, you know what we need to reboot Spider-Man and screw Peter Parker over even more.
I like Miles. I'm glad you do. And I will never tell someone not to like anything. But I can't stand him. But and Miles Morales' comics never really sold that well anyway. Well, yeah, but they don't have to sell that well because they got the Into the Spider-Verse movies, which, again, if there's one thing I hate more than Miles Morales in terms of Spider-Man, it's the Spider-Verse. I can't stand the clone series of Spider-Man or the Spider-Verse series of Spider-Man. Stop making up new universes for with new Spider-Man. There's one Spider-Man. His name is Peter Parker. Deal with it.
Yeah, honestly, this isn't just the Spider-Verse thing. I'm getting tired of multiverse in general.
Yeah, I can't stand him.
Because at first it was kind of charming. Now it's like there's a multiverse for everything.
Pretty much. Hey Raven, what's your advice do you have for college? You're going to be tempted in college to just slack off and not do your job and just cut classes and hang out with friends and live wild and free. Don't fall for that. You're going to have fun. You're going to meet awesome people. You're going to have a great time. But focus on your schooling because that's what you're paying. That's what you're paying the college for. Also, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to try new things. But live within reason. You know, trust your elders. Trust those around you because many of them do want to help you.
Also, try and like taking one more class than you need for a semester. So you can put one that's giving you the most trouble you can drop. Like say you get one class that's not that the teacher is just an absolute jerk or something. You can drop and maybe take another class that's still better. Also, it depends. If you haven't gotten into college yet, go to a cheap one. Go to a cheap one because I guarantee you, the price tag on the college does not make your diploma any more valuable. Unless you're like trying to get into like some grand legal profession, it does not matter.
Yeah, only if the job demands a high level college. Yeah. Do you believe the theory that Kotaro Fuma killed Hattori Hanzo? I don't know, and I really don't care, man. I'm not brushed up on my ninja history like you are. I only know like 2 or 3 ninjas from history. I don't care all that much. I focus on the larger picture of history more than anything else. So I don't know anything about that, and I don't really care either. It's all speculatory anyway.
Ninjas, their main job was to be secretive and stuff, so the vast majority of them know nothing about it.
Yeah, if you're a famous ninja, you're doing it very poorly.
Exactly.
That's why the only reason Hattori Hanzo was famous was because of who he was associated with.
Precisely. Also the samurai status as well.
That too.
Yeah, so he gets kind of gets to be an exception to that rule. But yeah, people always like, oh, he's a ninja. Fail. Sorry, the entirety of the Naruto universe. You all suck at your jobs. Who want to fight, Sonic or Spider-Man? Spider-Man will win, but the Sonic fan base would kill him.
Yep.
Also, Raven, someone asked Stan Lee if Spider-Man is bi, and Stan said, what? Excuse me, I have to call someone if that's true.
Yeah, Stan made it very clear. Peter Parker will always be white, male, and straight. He made that very clear. That's why these idiots are focusing so much on Miles, because they can do whatever the hell they want with him in his world.
That's why the Spider-Verse is like, basically, Spider-Man was marketable, so we want to have everything, all these other stuff, and slap them on the with Spider-Man on the head. What ninjas actually existed?
Not
only do they exist, there's one right behind you now.
Ah!
I liked watching Scooby-Doo when I was 8. Then I saw Velma in my childhood with Shannon. Yeah, having our childhood be mocked and destroyed has been kind of a very popular pastime for Hollywood. Because nothing is sacred.
Inner gate destroyed.
I mean, when you say this future Shogun, you get really famous as he probably extols you for your valor and loyalty. Probably so. Being in Tokugawa's good graces was a nice place to be. Spider-Man and Sonic will probably evolve into a battle with one counter. I thought they were like Japanese propaganda bringing more forward revenue.
That's partially true. The ninja did exist. We have evidence to suggest that they did, but that Japan has very much over-marketed and over-sensationalized the ninja to get tourists to come in. It's this whole that's what the Iga Ninja Museum basically does. It mixes truth with fiction to basically sell a narrative.
Embellishing. Sun Wukong versus Hanuman.
Sun Wukong wins. Sun Wukong has a resume for taking out gods.
He also has the monk stick. What would you expect from a good Thor adaptation?
One that's faithful to the comics.
One preferably that has Thor.
Yeah.
I know that's a lot to ask. Delusion, you learn from your mistake. Alexander the Great says, I'll agree with that. Sun Wukong versus Vishnu.
Sun Wukong. He's got a resume for taking out gods.
Who's winning the fight? Son Goku or Sun Wukong?
Oh, that's a tough
You
one.
realize they're clones of each other.
Sun Wukong, because he can turn into shit. Like,
And also he can jump to the edge of infinity.
personally, I would prefer one that's faithful to the mythology. No, I'd prefer one that's faithful to the comics. If they're going to make a Thor movie based on the comic book character, make it true to the comic book character.
Yeah, because at that point, if you're going to make, then you might as well make something like a series based off of prose or poetic.
Right. He didn't defeat Buddha. Buddha's not God.
Buddha is a weird, different thing.
All right. That's what we're going to call it.
Alrighty.
Glad I got to play Medjai again, especially since he's getting a slight change. He won't be as strong as he used to be. But he'll still be fun. I still enjoy playing Team
What
Wa.
do you think of a hero that summons an officer in for honor?
No.
He has to do it like the summoning jutsu from Naruto. I summon the expendable pawn.
Summoning Jutsu.
Yagyushin no jutsu.
Kagebenshin no Jutsu.
What was your favorite movie when you were a kid?
I feel like we've been asked this before. Have we been asked this before?
We asked TV show. Movie. That depends.
That depends on the movie, yeah.
It depends on our age.
God, I love Beauty and the Beast.
Because like as a kid, Iron Giant was like that.
Iron Giant was so good, man.
Land Before Time. Pick one. We were fans of it.
Yep.
Five Will Goes West.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's...
American Tail. Just American Tail was awesome.
When we got older, Indiana Jones was up there.
Yep.
Pick a Star Wars movie.
Star Wars was a major part of our
Back in
childhood.
the day before the sequels. Before the dark times. Before Disney.
Lion King.
Who's winning the fight, Dexter or Jimmy?
I don't.
Probably Jimmy, because Dexter would have the upper hand until his sister comes in and blows up what he's working on.
Because that's what Dexter does.
His life is failure.
As it should be.
But he knows how to say omelet in French, which is, I guess, the real sign of victory. You go and catch all Raven stories later. All right, see you, dude. What's your opinion on Medjai's new execution?
I think it's cool. Could be better. It's not his best.
I'm of the opinion it's aight.
It's all right. It's not bad. And sometime this weekend, maybe Sunday, I will be releasing a For Honor Executions Graded.
Yay. Jimmy can't speak French. Yeah, they'll like make a universal translator. The man invented a spaceship, an open top spaceship where you can breathe. Man don't give a crap about this.
I get it now, Gator themed Medjai because of your pet Gator. No, that's not why. That is not why. Team Wa, my Medjai, is given the Gator outfit because my best friend, Team Wa, who is from Zambia, told us a story about how in his home country, the tribe that he may have come from used to believe in an animistic idea that they could become gators. Crocodiles to wage war, to fight their enemies.
Or if they were just naughty.
Yeah, and so I decided I would use that in creating Team Wa. I think I even said that in his video.
Mm-hmm. Sun Wukong became immortal like 5 to 6 times. One of the methods was him being set on fire and burned his mortality away. We can do that. Wear Crocs, essentially.
Essentially, yeah. That's one way to look at it, yeah.
Florida man is interested in this religion. It's a like a family thing, not a racial.
Well, what's funny is I told Team Wa that I was going to base the Medjai that I made off of him. He was very excited. We shared the story with him, our story that we made up for him. He loved it, said it's awesome. I know Zambia isn't Egypt, but we still loved it. And actually, the funny thing is, Team Wa's skin is actually a little darker than this, believe it or not.
Yep.
Actually, let me see. How dark can this go? Let me see. Yeah, that's a bit closer.
That's more accurate.
Yeah, this is more accurate to Team Wa's actual skin tone.
Honestly, it's a little darker.
Actually, yeah, I could honestly go a little darker.
Yeah, there is the actual skin in of itself is a reference to Sobek, but the reason we chose that skin is because of rule of Usuma Florida men can't become were-crocs. They can't. They become were-gators. Different thing. Different mouth shape.
How powerful is the Archangel Michael? Powerful enough to defeat Satan.
He's also got a spear.
He's also got a pretty cool spear, sword, yeah.
I like the fact that he just goes around to demons and just poke, stop.
Hey, Raven Lark, what would Mandalorians think of Earth? Not much.
They're probably impressed with some of our militaries. They're like, I like this Marine Corps thing. Flaming sword. Louisiana man, this is a low. Hey, with how the Cataclysm changed the For Honor world, maybe Zambia is in Egypt right now.
Hey, who knows? In the story, I said that Timoir's character traveled north and made it to Egypt.
Lupercal. Since we're on the topic of gators and crocodiles, have you ever heard of Gustav? Gustav? You mean the man-eating one or the one that brings you presents?
Both sound baller.
One of them is on iFight. He could be from Nubia too, who knows? No, we designed him specifically from Zambia. It's canon.
Well, yeah, let's see this execution again. Yeah, it's cool.
Were-croc execution when, please, Gooby, do me a solid. Give me a were-croc execution. For a Japanese hero concept that can fight off yokai, what feats would you give them?
I would need to think on that. I hadn't thought about the feats that they would get. I didn't play Ruth all night. That's sad. Next time we'll play Ruth. Well, I think that's about it, unless there are any more questions we need to get to.
No, I think that's about it.
All right, well, I want to thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Had a very fun time. Enjoyed playing For Honor with you guys. Sorry that Lark came in a little later than we thought, but things happen. Tomorrow, if all goes well, because we've got some stuff going on tomorrow, but if all goes well, we will do the next Mass Effect stream. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. And don't worry, we are going to start working on the Hero Fest Executions Graded very soon. And until then, guys, we will see you in our next video. Take care.
Have a good one, fellas.